since it is Thanksgiving, we decided to go with the Mount Rushmore of Thanksgiving episodes in TV series. So we will go, we'll each pick one and we'll just rotate through that way. So let's start. Jake, you got your get out of jail free card on the last one. So you're going to start us with this one.
Perfect. So one of my favorite Thanksgiving episodes is in the first season of New Girl, season 1, episode 6. It's just called Thanksgiving. New Girl might be the best show ever, in my opinion. Hot take. It's my favorite show.
I have a hot take as to why it's not.
I think somebody else has, I won't spoil it, but somebody else has a different New Girl episode than I have on here. I have 2 different New Girl Thanksgiving episodes.
What?
I think there's an argument that you could have made the entire list off of just New Girl.
I think New Girl is a phenomenal show, and I'm going to say this now. I don't think it's bad. I think Jess is one of the worst characters, though.
Then you just don't get it. You don't get it.
I can't stand her.
I don't think you're wrong, but it's still such a good show.
It's such an amazing show. I love New Girl, but I think the show would be stronger without her there.
We'll just watch the season where she's like in the.
I liked it. I genuinely enjoyed the entirety of the episodes better with Megan Fox than I did with Jess.
Fair.
Yeah.
But all right, so that's a great one. I'll go next. I'm going with the Modern Family episode 3 Turkeys. It's in season 6. Phil and Luke try to make a Thanksgiving dinner, and chaos just erupts, as you know it will. Jay and Gloria decide to stay home from a vacation, lie to the family about it. They have to hide in their own home because the power goes out at the Dumpy house. It's chaos. It's wonderful. I love every second of it. Modern Family, to me, is one of, if not the greatest sitcom of all time. And I am sat for a good Modern Family episode.
That one almost made my list. It was really close.
Trash, you're up.
So Jake did tease that there's another New Girl episode on here. I do have it. I love New Girl as well. I have the one from season 4, Bangsgiving, where they all bring someone different for each other to bang at Thanksgiving. My favorite part is definitely Nick bringing Tran, his like old man Korean friend.
I love Tran was one of the funniest characters on that show, just because I think I think Schmidt gets a lot of love on that show, and rightfully so. But Nick is so good.
But Nick is like
Nick's
also
my spirit
Winston.
Animal.
Winston is my favorite.
Winston finds his way. It takes time, but he gets there.
Have you ever seen
Winston
the interview
when he hits his stride?
Yeah.
You ever seen the interview that Lamorne?
Yeah,
Lamont Morris. I'm butchering his name probably. He does a podcast interview about like how his audition process went for New Girl, and he like auditioned for Coach, got turned down, got asked to do it again, was told that his shorts were too short, so got asked to audition again or test with other people who had auditioned for Coach, and then he had another audition the next Monday, and those producers asked, or the New Girl test was next Monday. His test for a different show was on Saturday, and they're like, "Hey, can you tank your New Girl audition?"
Whoa.
What?
Yeah. You should go check out the clip. He explains it. It's
crazy.
Wild. And then
wow.
And then again, probably one of the best characters in the show.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Huh.
Once he gets Ferguson, I'm all in on
yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Let's do it snake style. So Trash, you're up again.
Cool. So I am going to go with, I guess, another classic sitcom, or I would say it's like a modern classic sitcom. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Thanksgiving. It is the season 1, episode 10. They do also have like some other great Thanksgiving episodes, but that one is so funny because it's the one with like the Boyle Thanksgiving bingo and like Boyle says turkey day, just the whole episode, that running bit. And like Amy and Captain Holt and the weird like dad tension and anyways.
I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I don't think it's so much about being like a police officer as much as it is about like interpersonal relationships that are just framed around a police station, right?
Yeah.
Like it almost tries to subvert the police trope. So I really love it. I am going with our first cartoon episode, and this will be a recurring theme with me. I'm going with Bob's Burgers, Dawn of the Peck. It is season 5. The town, if for those of you who are unfamiliar or somewhat familiar with Bob's Burgers, the fish owners decide that they are going to do a turkey trot, which is already a terrible idea. But they can't get enough turkeys because there's obviously a shortage of turkeys around Thanksgiving time. So they have to supplement it with like geese and like other birds, and it winds up turning into chaos, and the town gets overrun by these like angry poultry. And it turns into like Bob's all pissy that everyone's bailing on Thanksgiving on him. So he gets drunk on like absinthe and starts like hallucinating. Linda can't find the kids because they're being held hostage in like a carnival ride by a turkey, and Linda gets attacked, and her and Teddy wind up having to team up and like rescue everybody. It's so wonderful and just absolutely insane, and I just would love to know what acid these writers dropped in order to come up with that idea.
Fair. Also, wait, a turkey trot has turkeys involved? Because I definitely just thought a turkey trot was like a 5K that you
That's what it's
do.
supposed to be, but
Yeah.
like they were like, oh, we're gonna do like a
Okay.
turkey run, and
With like
then
turkeys in
with
it.
turkeys, yeah, like running of the bulls,
Oh,
but like
oh
they
no,
couldn't get
turkeys are
enough
vicious.
yeah, that was the problem, and they couldn't get enough turkeys, so they had, like, geese and chickens and shit,
Yeah. Well,
and,
geese
like
aren't any better.
right, so it was just all these, like, violent
Yeah,
poultry,
yeah,
like,
for sure.
kinda
Cool.
attacking
Ganging up
people.
on the whole town.
Yeah, and there's, like,
I
this
just had
one-eyed
this moment
turkey
of like, is that how turkey trots always are? Sorry.
yeah, and it's, like so Linda gets attacked by, like, a one-eyed turkey that forms, like, this vendetta against her, and then yeah,
Oh,
it just is, like it's so funny. I love it. Jake, your turn.
yeesh.
I'm gonna stick with New Girl. It's the season 2 Thanksgiving episode of New Girl Parents. If you haven't seen it, Jess's parents are divorced, and they both get invited to Thanksgiving because she's trying to parent trap her parents. It's
I
great.
love that.
It's great.
I love
Um,
that.
and then I'm gonna
I love a
switch it
parent
up.
trap trope.
It's so good. And the fact that they just reference Parent Trap so many times, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
Amazing.
And then I'm gonna go with a more serious Thanksgiving episode, kind of break the comedy trend we've had going on.
Okay.
Season 2, episode 9 of Grey's Anatomy. Thanks for the memories.
Uh-huh.
It's like a real turning point, in my opinion, where a lot of characters kind of hit a new stride. Like George finally gets his balls, stands up to his family. The Addison and Derek Shepherd thing that's going on, where they're trying to pretend they still like each other, but clearly fucking hate each other. It's so good. It's my favorite episode in like the first 5 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, and that would be even if it had nothing to do with Thanksgiving.
I
Just
like
the
that.
George scene where they're like naming cars and George just loses his mind. He's like, "You're gonna say the Pontiac GTO, and then Dad's gonna say the Impala, and then we always end up back at the same point." And it's just like he's like, okay, maybe my brothers are just giant idiots, and they don't think that I'm paying attention to how dumb they all are.
I will be honest and admit that I have never seen an episode of Grey's Anatomy.
Oh,
You're
me
missing out.
either. There's like 20 seasons of it.
There's
I don't have
so
time for
many
that
of
in
them,
my
and you know what the
life.
problem is I think it's been almost
Sorry.
killed by TikTok. I think TikTok has
Mm.
shown all these absurd moments of that show where I'm like, I as a medical professional, I cannot in good conscience watch that show and be like and not just sit there and go, "This is not how the ER works." First off, nurses need
Fair.
some love on these shows. I am so sick of it being like doctors going in constantly and like checking on their patients. That is not how that works. Okay. You see a doctor once every
Yeah.
6 hours. Like, where's the nurse? I need one nurse on these shows that's like, hey, I'm also part of the team. The doctors are
Well,
like,
that's
oh, I'm
why
going to go in there and
Scrubs
check
is
their
the
blood
best
pressure.
medical show.
I haven't seen Scrubs either. Maybe I don't like medical shows. You know, I do
Yeah,
medicine all day long.
You might not
I was gonna
like
say it's
medical
too.
shows.
It's
I like
like
I mean,
House.
you know how the sausage is
that
made,
makes
so you don't want to
sense.
eat it anymore.
Yeah, I liked House, but that was it. And then it got too dramatic and I stopped liking House. So, I don't know.
It got weird.
It got weird. I'm gonna go back to comedy because I live in the world of comedy. I don't want serious shows. I love to watch just goofy ridiculousness. And for me, I'm going to Parks and Recreation, the Harvest Festival. What a show! What an episode! And in a weird way, it is a very triumphant episode, right? Leslie saves the Parks Department and has her moment. I love that it develops her and Ben. I love it develops the characters more rounded. Ron becomes a better character. April and Andy become a better couple. Lil Sebastian is in the episode.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing bad about it. It's a wonderful, wonderful episode, and it's so friggin' funny how much everyone on that show loves Lil Sebastian. Like, as I don't know. I guess I didn't grow up in a town like that. You live in Illinois,
Mhm.
right? So, I mean, they're in Indiana, so I don't know how different things are in Illinois versus Indiana. And
We're just
Trash,
like
you
we're
live in
like
East Bumfuck Nowhere, right? Like, is that how
Yeah,
things
I
work?
was gonna say that's kind of like my small town that I live in and where I grew up. I've kind of been called Leslie Note before in this town or just in general, like a lot. So yeah, that is how small
Like,
towns work.
would you guys lose your minds over like a mini horse? It's not a pony. It's a
a
mini
I
horse.
mean,
couple towns over for me did lose their mind when a city ordinance got passed that banned pigs because there was like an iconic
um,
pig that would walk around that
An
town with its
iconic
owner.
pig.
Yeah, if you're from my area, you know what I'm talking about,
What's
which
his
is
name?
like
What's the pig's name?
I don't remember. It
Oh,
was just always for us, it was the pig in Batavia. Like the
yeah,
pig. If you just
of
said the
course.
pig, everybody knew what pig you were talking about. And then they tried to
that's
ban
crazy.
pigs for some reason, and everybody lost their shit.
Of
Just
course.
riots in the street.
Basically.
Crazy.
As much as
Poor
you can
pig.
riot in Batavia, Illinois, there was riots. The 17 restaurants were all getting boycotted.
Oh
Wow.
no.
That's insane. Trash, take us to the next episode.
Cool. And am I finishing it off with 2 now?
You are. You're actually going to go for
I
your
thought
last two, and
okay,
then we'll
cool.
finish it off here.
So I'm gonna go for cheating twofer.
Oh, boy.
Sorry. Well, okay. I just feel bad because Jake separated his 2 episodes from the same show out into 2 separate picks, and I'm not gonna do that. So first I'm gonna do the one that I only have 1 pick from, and it is Friends, and it's the one with all the Thanksgivings. And like I don't even like Friends, but if we're talking Mount Rushmore of Thanksgiving episodes and iconic, it's that one because it's the one where the turkey is on the head and like they play football at the end. Like it's the Thanksgiving
It is a
episode of Friends.
Thanksgiving
Like
episode.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
it is the
Absolutely.
quintessential.
It's the
But
only episode. I'm not actually, you know what? I'm not going to ruin it. I'm not going to ruin it because it'll come up in our hot take segment.
Okay.
okay,
Not gonna ruin
Continue.
it.
Continue then, Trash. The floor is still
I
yours.
look forward to it. So then if I'm picking my other show and picks, it is Gossip Girl, and this is the twofer. It's the first season Blair Waldorf Must Pie, and the third season Treasure of Serena Madre. I fucking love Gossip Girl. I loved the books. I love the show. The reboot, I did not love as much. Why are you focusing on the teachers? That's one where I want the kids anyway.
Focus on the main
um,
characters when you reboot.
Yes.
yes. Okay. Thank you. It's that. It's focused on the main characters. But it's so the first one is like the one with the flashbacks, which is like a little weird. And the second one, like the season 3 one, is just the classic where like it's the entire like Vander Humphrey clan and the Waldorf family, and like Vanessa and her mother are randomly there, as
Wait a minute.
are
Wait a minute. Hang on. Time out.
sorry.
So you've picked 5, right? You've picked 5 episodes. So now we have to add a head to Mount Rushmore. Do you know how much work and
Fine.
infrastructure you've just caused? Like
I
money
do. I
wise?
used to live half an hour from Mount Rushmore and 15
Like,
minutes away from the
the
other big
chaos this
mountain
would
carving
cause.
in South
First off,
Dakota.
could you imagine in today's world
Fine.
trying to pick
Fine.
the fifth head for Mount Rushmore?
Then
That'd
I
be the
will narrow
biggest
down
shit
and I
show
will
of all time.
only pick that episode, the season 3
Oh.
one, because it's just like much better.
The fifth head of Mount Rushmore would just be Taylor Swift. Let's be honest here.
Okay, fair.
I think we need a new Mount Rushmore.
She
I agree.
deserves better than those guys.
I think we
Yeah,
just
we're
need to
gonna put
kick
her
them
on
off.
top.
I think we need to kick all of
Okay,
them off
okay.
and just put like our
Yes.
favorite like just Americans in general up there. All right.
Hot take, nobody on
keep,
the mountain. Anyways.
yeah, let's keep going. I'm gonna take us back to the cartoon world. I'm going with Family Guy's Thanksgiving episodes in season 10. If for nothing else, but we get Bonnie just looking at Lois for no reason whatsoever and just going, "This food is so fucking good, Lois." And it's just like one of my favorite moments of all time because I was just like, "Oh, okay, wow." Like, I just love Lois's reaction to that. And like, it's become like a running joke with my boyfriend and I. We'll just be like, "Oh, okay, wow." Like, anytime something happens, that we're like, "What is that?" That is nothing. It's such a funny episode. It's so chaotic. Like, no, it's a Family Guy Thanksgiving, and everyone's there, and like it's Ida and Quagmire and Joe, Bonnie, Peter, all them. It's just absolutely amazing, and I love every second of it. Jake, round us out on Mount Rushmore.
Yep. So my last one is season 7 of The Office, the WUPHF.com episode where Dwight is basically trying to recreate one of his favorite memories from his childhood. It's
Hmm.
hilarious. It's also maybe Thanksgiving episodes are just the best because that's probably my favorite episode of The Office, period.
I think Thanksgiving episodes are always really good because you tend to get all the characters in the
Yeah.
same place, and
Yeah,
it turns into absolute
Yes.
pandemonium.
Yeah.
I would agree. I would agree. But yeah,
Like
it's
families.
that. Yeah, that one. And then I'm gonna give an honorable mention since Trash got to name 5. I'm gonna name 5. It's
Yes.
Slapsgiving, the episode of How I Met Your Mother.
Yes.
It's a good
That's a
one
great
too.
one.
That one almost made the list instead of a second New Girl episode, but then I was like, fuck it, I love New Girl. I'm putting them both on there.
And then you both cheated.